Hello and welcome to the Grounds Crew. My name is Alex.
Junior.
Randy here.
Whoa.
And today we are going to be talking about our award predictions for this upcoming season. So we are going to start reliever of the year and work our way towards ending with the most valuable player in each league. So, do we want to do AL or NL? Do we want to start off AL or?
Let's start off with the senior circuit. What do you think? I think so.
Alrighty.
They should get a little credence, I guess, right?
A little bit. Just a little bit, though. All right. So, National League reliever of the year. So, I put down 3 people in my little notes. Ryan Helsley of the Cardinals, Robert Suarez of the Padres, and Iglesias from the Braves. Now, Helsley had a really good year last year. I believe he probably was reliever of the year for the NL. He had a lot of saves last year. The problem with me picking him, I don't know if he's going to be a Cardinal by the end of the year. And I don't know what team he's going to end up on. And for that reason, I really do like Robert Suarez from San Diego.
I don't have any of
No?
those. I do have. I know of Halsey. I think that's a good statement about the possibility of him being gone. So that could really affect. I'm thinking Edwin Diaz from the Mets. I think Edwin Diaz from the Mets on the National League side. I just think that there's an optimism on the Mets. Yeah, really. Yeah. If he's on and he's back, he showed it last year at the end. I think Edwin Diaz is gonna. I think that I have a feeling that this is going to be a special year for New York.
But
that's just my feeling.
When Edwin Diaz is not on, sir, can you demonstrate what happens?
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that.
You were doing some kind of.
He's giving up home runs.
I'm working on it. I'm working out the tweaks. It's going to be much better.
Yeah.
He's stealing that from a comedian, by the way. Just letting you know.
I know he's the action there is pings because he throws the, and they already have that guy, and that guy's name is Jars of Clay. I call him Mr. Clay Holmes that they picked up from the Yankees. He was doing that last year for the Yankees and literally cost them the home field advantage in the majors. I mean, he blew 13 saves. He blew 13 games, and so they already have him. They signed him. I have no idea why, but I gather that when Diaz doesn't come out, maybe they'll go to him. But I think he'll be nothing.
Didn't they sign Holmes as a starter though?
Maybe they did. Maybe I know that. I don't know why they signed him, and I really don't care. I'm just glad that the Yankees didn't even offer nothing. It was like they moved on. I mean, he cost them. He literally did. I mean, there were some times, but and then he would get straightened out, and he looked deadly, and then after that he came back, and that was what Holmes did last year. Jars of Clay was. There went.
That was Jim Brewer, by the way, describing the closer.
That's the closer. Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Well, sir, who's your NL reliever of the year? Prediction. Hensley, you think he stays in the NL even if he does get traded? Fair. Alrighty.
What do you think? Bobo, what do you think?
Yeah, what is Bo? Yeah, let Bo.
Bobo thinks we should move on to AL reliever of the year already. So, you have any names, Randy?
Yep, one guy, and he's the ghost man, and he throws a ghost pitch, and I think he's going to shine in New York. That's Devin Williams. I think and he's going to set himself up for a big payday in 2026. So I got Devin Williams of the Yankees. I think he's going to be big.
He wasn't on my list, but I completely forgot about him being in New York. I'm going to agree with you. The names I had and were thinking about was Clase, Hader, and Mason Miller. But no, I agree. I do think Devin Williams is going to win it. I think he's going to have a great year in New York.
Yeah. If I were to say second pick, I would go with Hader,
Same.
and then and then who knows? Who knows? Out in he could he's going to pitch the American. Well, he pitched for the Red Sox last year. Was that the kid that they picked up?
Yeah, Jansen was with Boston for a couple of years.
Boston, and then he went to the
over
Angels.
The offseason, yep.
He could surprise. He could surprise you. A new place, and if anywhere is California, the Angels playing with the Angels. There's a calmer atmosphere out there in Angel Land, and sometimes players go out there and have some great seasons, and then jump.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a calmer atmosphere because they're not playing.
True, but when you're looking, he could top at 45 saves, and suddenly he has everybody else by 5 or 6 saves, and he's the guy. Because I think the reliever
that they have 40. He has 45.
He could get 45 saves,
right?
But they're gonna win 65 games. So,
but is it the reliever of the year? Isn't he based on saves? Usually,
and ERA.
Rolaids reliever of the year.
Saves, though.
Exactly. Yeah, mostly saves.
Sir,
mostly saves. But I'm throwing him out as a possibility way out there as a throw in left field. But I like Devin Williams. Spotlight.
Sir, what are your thoughts?
Josh Hader. Could never count him.
No.
Yeah.
I like him. As far as Emmanuel Clase, I really get it that he won it last year. He was fabulous. I've seen him all too many times implode when the pressure's on. Maybe last year was his coming out year.
Right.
And working out all those kinks from the prior year. He might surprise him. You know what? I'm going to go with it.
Wow.
Yeah, Clase?
I was not expecting you to say Clase. I know.
I know.
Yeah.
He almost blew that year for me.
I won the championship in fantasy by like 2 points.
Because of the blowing the last save of the year. It should have been more than 2 points. But I thought I'd lost.
Yeah, you barely squeaked that one out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's stay in the AL for comeback player of the year. Now, I have 2 names on my sheet for comeback player of the year. I have Mr. Mike Trout and Mr. Jacob deGrom. Both guys who have been dealing with injuries. If they could stay healthy this year, either one of them could win the award easily. My pick is Mike Trout. Mike Trout, when healthy, is one of the best players in the game.
You and I think exactly alike. I have Mike Trout and deGrom from Texas, obviously, and I think they're clearly the 2 guys that will, if they do not get injured, bingo. We're talking neck and neck, and I would almost venture to say that I'll give it to deGrom because I think he can do it as a pitcher, whereas Trout is going to need to be protected in the lineup, and if he's healthy, Mike Trout's going to be. I still cannot believe he's still an Angel, and somehow the Angels didn't dump him or just said let's move on, get some players. I always envisioned him in a Yankee uniform, but I think he could. It's potential that he could. I don't know if he has a no trade. I know he has a.
You're gonna make me throw up, is what you're gonna do.
But I could see him going to the Phillies because he is. He is what on earth?
Yeah,
I could see Mike Trout going anywhere, and I wish he would go anywhere but where he is. A change of scenery might be very healthy for him.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants out though. I think he wants to stay and finish his career there. He has a no trade clause and has said he wants to be an Angel for life.
Yeah, for life. I've heard that. I didn't know he had a new trade, but he has. I mean, but obviously, and he's content he's one of the better favorable contracts that are out there. He's got I guess, a Giancarlo type contract that now looks like it's puny. But I mean, I can guarantee you this: he has a breakout year. He comes back player. Say he cracks 40, does a 120, and he fiddles with the Triple Crown. California, because I always remember the California Angels. It's Los Angeles Angels. There's a possibility that they would want to, especially if he want to move him, and he might want to move. People change their minds. They change it.
Would love to see him on a team that's fighting.
Right. It would be something. Yeah. Exactly right. Say the Angels are at 15, 16, 20 games out at the All-Star break, and then all the ideas that he's hitting well, and they're still lousy, because I don't think the Angels are going to go anywhere this year. I don't really. Just nothing.
My best hope for the Angels this year is to come in fourth place in their division. And that's the best hope I have for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's still debatable as to whether that's going to happen.
I'm going to agree with you guys. Come back player of the year. I think he's going to do okay this year. Jacob deGrom, love to see it. But I don't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
By the way, just to step back for a second, this was the next thing I saw. I don't want to say something that I know. This is what swayed me to say. He's led the American League in saves 3 years in a row.
How many years has he won it?
He just, this is his first time winning
the reliever of the year. Wow.
His efficiency had, it said here that only 4 of his 74 outings. So he pitched in 74 games. Only 4 of them went more than 20 pitches. So 74 appearances, 70 were less than 20.
So Trout, and deGrom on that one. NL Comeback Player of the Year. Do you have a short list, Randy, for that?
I got one guy.
Can I guess it?
Mr. Acuna.
Yeah,
Mr. Acuna. Yeah, I knew you would go. I knew you were going to go. I don't really see anybody else. I just think that he's going to. He's the one that. Oh boy. And something, it'd be nice to see it, but they'll make the Braves. Braves look good today. They put a paste on the Yankees, 11-1. It's only preseason, but still though. I hope he gets back soon. It'd be nice to see it, because it'll make that division, the NL East, really something. So I think you're with me on that. Acuna's the guy. I don't see it unless I'm missing somebody that was out. I don't think there's anybody of a bigger player that was out last year that had,
not necessarily a bigger player, but the one guy that I'm thinking about that I'm even going to pick over Acuna to get Comeback Player of the Year, Sandy Alcantara. He's already throwing spring training. He's throwing high 90s. When he's healthy, he's a Cy Young candidate. And don't be surprised if he is one this year as well. I have Alcantara winning the Comeback Player of the Year.
Alcantara.
And I'll Comeback Player of the Year. Sir, what do you got?
Marcell Ozuna. I mean, he had a great year last year, so I can't say that. But do you get Comeback Player of the Year when you are
out for an injury or did poorly the year?
Right.
Yeah, Acuna Jr. As long as he comes back.
I think I heard he's coming back in May. So
yeah, it's right. It's no longer the beginning very soon. Now it's May. I read that too, and I think that. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. You get so many guys making statements that really just being back. I had heard where he was going to come back real soon. That it was like just a matter of weeks after. I think the similar scenarios with Giancarlo when he's going to get back. I'm hearing he's already going to be. We would have talked about it tonight because of we were going to talk about AL East, but that we'll save that for later. But he'll be back this week in camp already. I already know what happened and what he got. So,
All right. So
all
let's
right.
stay in the NL and cover manager of the year. I've got one guy on this list, basically. Sir, do you have any thoughts on NL manager of the year, or should I let Randy go first?
If you want me, I'll go first. I kind of feel good about this one. We're doing nationally. I think I like what the Cubs have done, and I think Craig Counsell is going to be your manager of the year. I don't perceive. Remember, you don't. I would like to say Aaron Boone because I think the Yankees are going to win it all. I just have a feeling about the Yankees being underrated and going to win it all. I think they're going to have some great years from players, but I think you will have Craig Counsell because of what the Cubs are going to do. They're going to be. I think they're going to do.
Well, to be fair, Boone is also in the American. We're talking about National League manager of the year. But you think Craig Counsell in the Central? You're thinking
For National
You're
League.
thinking Counsell
Yep.
in the Central. My guy in the National League is also in the Central.
Ooh,
Mr. Terry Francona of the Cincinnati Reds. He's
forgot he was there. Forgot he was there. And this is his second year. Or did he take over in the middle of last year?
He
or
got
was it
hired
last year
in the
or full year
offseason.
last year, Frank?
First year.
He got hired. Oh, this is his first year. Oh,
And he
mercy.
was out of Cleveland because I believe he stepped away to a health concern. So I guess he's good now. And he wouldn't come back unless he knew this team was ready to compete. And he's one of the great baseball minds. I think Terry Francona wins NL Manager of the Year. And I think the Reds have a really good year.
I guess some good
Yes,
players.
they do. Sir, what are your thoughts?
Dave Roberts walking with the LA.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'd get a Manager of the Year just because that team is so stacked. But
I know. Well, yeah. That's why I threw that out.
He gets it. He gets it if they win 125 games.
And they most certainly can.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like Terry Francona. I think that's a good pick. Cool. I mean,
and usually those.
I'm going to go with that.
Oh. All right.
Usually, there's been managers that have won many games, and they deserve it. But for whatever reason, it seems like those Manager of the Year awards go to the least expected team that performed well, and I don't have a problem with that because like why would you give it to Aaron Boone? I mean if he wins the World Series next year. It was like, well, they were projected to win. The Cubs are not projected to win, though they've got some players that if they've picked up some, it could be. There's a lot to look forward to in this year's baseball season. If you guys all agree.
Agreed.
So, yep.
Well, what about Carlos Mendoza for the Mets?
I was going to say that. How could you not? If say the Mets go to the World Series, how could you not say that for him? Especially if they win 100 games, 105 games, right?
That'd be a long time coming.
Sure would be. There would be. And he's a former Yankee.
Yankees, I mean, there's a lot to be said about him pulling something off like that. So if the Mets are able to pull that off, I think that projects him right to Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
But, anyway, that was some of my thoughts.
Well, former Yankee bench coaches. There's a few of them out there that are managers of major league teams right now.
Alrighty, so now we're going to move to AL Manager of the Year. I have 3 names here, but I already know who I'm picking. My 3 names that I just jotted down.
Can I go before you go?
Yes,
before you go,
please.
Go, Alex. Please. Yep.
Alex Cora. Yes, with Bregman and.
Yeah. I say Alex Cora with the connection being made over there wins Manager of the Year with the Red Sox having a comeback season and fight their way out of the last and second to last spot and actually contending for something. That's going to be my prediction.
I like that prediction. Randy, what do you got?
Well, you
I say
express you
before you
go
go, Randy. I
go.
say that because of what you just said, Randy. If the Yankees win it, you can't yet necessarily give it to Aaron Boone because they're expected to win it. So, but seeing a comeback, from what the Red Sox have done, that's why I'm predicting that. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have Cora. I have Cora as my third guy. My second guy is a pop shot, but Kotsay from the Oakland A's, or excuse me, the baseball club, the baseball athletic club,
Uh-huh.
and then this is my guy, and this goes along how I felt. I know you made a plug last a couple nights ago when you were talking the AL West that I wasn't able to be a part of. You asked me, Alex, who my team for the West will be. I think he goes out. He could go out with a massive bang, and that's Bruce Bochy. He's my AL manager of the year, coming
Yeah,
off
I like
he
that.
lost it,
Sometimes
and
I
Bochy gets it.
absolutely hate how well in sync we are, Andy. I have Bruce Bochy winning it as well.
So, yeah. How can that be? We're like yeah. That's a we like minds think alike. It
My
must be the
second
must be
name
the
was Cora, but my third name was the
okay.
guy who won with
Yeah.
Cleveland. But yeah, I've got Bochy winning it because the Rangers did worse than the Red Sox last year, and I have them winning the whole AL West as so you do. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, that makes for a
So,
discussion.
well, I saw that, by the way. I saw that on there, that Bruce Bochy on the Texas Rangers. I'm like, if they have a turnaround season like, you know, we're predicting
Mm-hmm.
they will, that, you know,
Right.
he'd have a real good shot at getting manager of the year. Right now, the odds on him are 10th out of 15. So he's way down there on the list as the odds on favorite. You know who they predict number one is? The bet maker, odd people, odds makers.
Is it Boone?
Dan
No.
Wilson
Dan
from
Wilson from
Seattle.
Seattle.
Their prediction. I got Cora at number two.
Well, the thing is, I don't
So
even know if I have Seattle as a wild.
I know that's why I'm like, you know, I mean, they would have to do some amazing things to get Dan Wilson manager of the year, but that's the odds on favorite, which is shocking. And they have
Yeah,
Kevin Cash at
very,
number three,
very.
which is like, Kevin Cash. I mean, yeah, I mean that team always does something. Will they do something? I mean, they always do good things with their players, but I don't know. I don't see that happening. But, Mark Kotze, I mean, he's ranked eighth right now in that position. Stephen Vogt. You said that guy for Cleveland,
Yeah, but
or
he
Yeah, he
won it
won it
last
last
year, and
year.
the potential of winning two years in a row, I think, are about as zero as
Yeah.
you can find it. But as I'm thinking about
he's
Cora,
ranked 11th out of 15
yeah,
right now.
thinking about
So
Alex Cora, that is
he's
got
number two on the list.
that is intriguing because I'm thinking more now. Even though I like Bochy, but I would maybe flip flop Katse and a Cora, but Cora is a real good. I like him. I think he's got potential. Yeah.
Do you think that the people that vote on such a thing would hold it against him, the 2017 Astros?
Oh, of course. That doesn't go away in the minds of people. That takes time. I did hear about Manfred now deciding that he may want to revisit Mr.
I
Rose.
saw that. I saw that.
I like.
Yeah,
I went. I think he's going to hit a roadblock, like all of them.
and the family made some kind of a request
Well,
to Major League Baseball. I think they're going to honor it. So
I don't think they will. That's another story. I would love that we could do that. My something to think about, Alex, is uh, we could do a show on potential candidates for Hall of Fame and review some of the ones that would be a nice
Mm-hmm.
show that has the potential. And I have some theories about Rose. Well, not theories. I just have read what Bart Giamatti did when this all sprung about his gambling. And that's another story altogether. But let's
Well,
move on to
I
our.
will just
So we
say
got done
this. I will
19
say
years.
one thing. I do think that now that Pete has passed, he now has the best chance to be in the Hall. I think that increased his chances. But anyways, like you said, topic for another time.
That sounds like a scenario, right? Right. It does.
Alrighty. So we just did AL Manager of the Year. So let's move on, stay in the AL to Rookie of the Year. I have 4 names. Oh, even 5. I've got 5 names on my thing for AL, but only one for NL. But for AL, I've got Roman Anthony, Jackson Jobe, Jason Dominguez, Kobe Mayo, and Jackson Holiday. And I don't really know who to pick.
Amazing. 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 No questions asked. The Martian with Jason Dominguez. I wasn't clearly sure. I thought Jackson Holiday would be a potential because I wasn't sure if he had enough at bats last
I
year
didn't think
to
he did.
disqualify him. I don't think it is, but Jason, top of the line, no questions asked. Jackson Holiday. I think he will be 1 year older and he'll be 1 year better and potential to
I
win
agree.
it all. I like Jack, Dominguez second, but it's going to be There's a lot of really good rookies in the American League that could win it. I have one guy for the NL.
I do too. But
yeah,
we
know who it is.
We'll count down for it for us. But sir, do you have any thoughts on the predictions for AL Rookie of the Year?
Well, is Jackson Holiday going to be eligible for that?
I believe so. I don't think he had enough at bats, but let me double check that.
I'm gonna put the bullet in. Put the bullet in. I was trying to get that, but I got skewed on something else. I was looking at some other ball players, the candidates that are out there, and I'm really, there are two of the NL that I like. If Jackson Holiday does not have enough at bats to be considered a rookie last year, if he's a rookie again this year, I think he's going to win it. End of conversation. I don't think there's any reason why he won't.
Looking at it.
Yeah. And then my NL beauties are there. I mean, they got some players. I mean, there's a few of them there. The Blue Jays got a guy that's Will Wagner. They're talking about from the Blue Jays, and then another guy, Kobe Mayo. He's a potential rookie for the Orioles. Another one. And I read about him, and I thought, oh my, I forgot about him. The scary thing about the Orioles, and every time I think about it, is that they have so much talent in their farm system. They could be, well, I'm not so sure their manager is their guy, but that's another story.
So what do we find? Still trying to find.
Yeah, did it show up at all or no?
Let me see. I'm getting it right now.
Here's some long. Well, those are we're talking AL. Yeah, here's some long shots.
He is not eligible. I thought he was. That is my bad. He is not eligible.
So, and we pulled the plug on Jackson. Here's another kid, another Yankee ball player.
But don't want to rule this guy. I don't want to say his name. So, well, you could keep here. Go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Carson Williams is a shortstop for the Rays. He's a good player. There's another one that has really some serious potential. But actually, I got him number one player, but he's number 4 in their MLB. He's a good player.
There's a lot of talk about this. Oh well, did you say your?
I said Jackson Holiday, but I was incorrect as to thinking he was rookie eligible. So I'm switching mine to the other Oriole, Kobe Mayo. They've been pumping out really good prospects. I've got the Orioles. I think the Orioles think they have another gem, and I agree with them. Kobe Mayo.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything about
Roman Anthony. I mentioned him in passing, but I don't know where he's going to play.
He was on your list, right? Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to play.
But why? He's an outfielder.
The Red Sox have a full outfield.
Wow.
I think to be a I mean, you can come in 3-4 weeks, a month, 2 months into the season and maybe perform well, but I think when you get a first crack at a starting lineup like it would have been a Jackson, but I think Dominguez is going to be in the lineup. There's a good potential that Ben Rice for the Yankees might be in the lineup. He had 113 mile exit velo in spring training. They're all goo gaga about, and that's the first baseman / catcher for the Yankees that they're talking about implementing somehow, some way in his bat might be too good. It might actually take Austin Wells out because Wellesley's bat is not anything that from a pop standpoint like Ben Rice. But usually your rookie of the year sometimes is always a guy that we never think of that has that spectacular breakout season. And bang, it's hard to pick an ROI, but maybe not in the National League though. I think we're done with the American League.
What was your pick,
What do you think?
Randy?
I'm going to pick Jason Dominguez.
That's
I'm going to pick him. I just think that 16-year-old signee from back in 2016 from Dominican Republic, and their talk now with the Yankees is that they're going to put him in center field and put Cody in left because they don't want a chance how he's just a natural center fielder, and that's where he was. And it looks like Cody's going to go to left field. He can play it. And then put Grisham in right a lot and start with Judge on the DH. That's what I would have talked about had we talked our picks for the AL East, but we'll talk about that later. I've gotten all that information in the last 2 days. They're juggling the lineup already.
And sir, you said Dominguez too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I like him. I like the Martian.
I think it's going to be unless Roman Anthony somehow does make the lineup and get playing time. I think you got to make the lineup and get playing time, right? For the rookie of the year.
It's kind of sad that Jackson got too many at bats last year that he can't be the rookie of the year this year because I think he's going to have. The Orioles could be very dangerous this year. They could be so good. Yeah. We'll see. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
that's words I've feared to say. All right, so we were in the American League, so let's stay there for the Cy Young. I've got a few guys on my list.
Why do we stay there?
We still got a rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's my bad. My bad.
Okay, go.
NL Rookie of the Year. I have one name on my list. I just pulled his card on our pack opening a couple episodes ago.
Ooh.
I've got Dylan Cruz.
Was Mr. Ski, was it?
For the Nationals. Dylan Cruz.
Dylan Cruz.
Wow.
He's the odd favorite.
I got Mr. Skeens.
He won it last year.
He was last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I haven't written this. I got it across. Sasaki.
No.
Sasaki
from the Dodgers. My bad. I crossed it off and I just was not thinking. That's way offline. Mr. Sasaki. Yep.
Yeah.
I still got Dylan Cruz.
So Sasaki or Cruz. That's the two odds-on favorites. I was going to say Sasaki as well. But Dylan Cruz is, he's quite the player, and he's the odds-on favorite on every website you go to. So I'm going to go with Dylan Cruz. But it could be Sasaki, depending on how well.
It very well could be Sasaki. Yeah.
He's on a team. He's on a team where he is not the ace, and not that he can become the ace, but there's a measure of relief on a pitcher thinking that he comes in and he could be that guy that throws 15, 16, 17 wins. And, these guys win 125 games out there, especially if Kershaw should come back with anything. Oh, mercy. Dodgers look like they could have that kind of year.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they? Yeah. Why shouldn't they?
Well, according to the writers' poll for the American League, they were, it was a jumbled mix. A bunch of guys that were in the running for rookie year. But on the National League side, they had a 50% Dylan Cruz, and everyone else way, way lower. But that did not factor in Sasaki at all. When you factor in Sasaki, they got him at an 80% chance of winning rookie of the
year. Yep.
Where does Dylan
I believe
play?
He's an outfielder.
What's his position?
Washington
outfielder. He could explode there. He could. I'm just trying to look at their lineup and trying to see where they'll place him. And we'll see. We'll see. If he can hit the curveball real well, he'll do well. If he has trouble with the curveball and they know it, once with a rookie, they're always that way. When they find your weakness, they exploit it. It becomes national treasure for every team, and then they become. And then if the Reds don't get if the Nats don't get off to a real good start, I mean, I don't know where they're going to place in the division, but
Yeah.
that's why I like. I mean, I'm really beginning to like Dominguez a lot in the AL because they got him hitting. Oh my goodness, they got him hitting in a good spot, and he could really do some damage early. Remember, all we remember about Jason is that performance he had at the end of the 2023 season. And then he had the he blew his arm out. He had for an outfielder to lose a rotator, to be Tommy John, it was like, wow. It's like this kid, he did some miraculous. It was exciting. The Martian finally came after, well, it's going to be interesting. All righty. I think
Yes, it will. It will be interesting. All right, so let's stay in the National League and cover the Cy Young. I've got I wrote down more names, but I've narrowed it down to 2 for myself. Randy or Sir, any thoughts? Either one of you? Who wants to start?
I got one guy on the American.
Also.
Well, let's do a countdown, see if you guys have the same guy. 3, 2, 1.
Paul Skeens.
You didn't say it.
Max Fried. I'm sorry, but I was different. I was waiting to see it, and then I said, if you said Paul Scott, I would have gone right back. Max Fried.
Well, Max Fried's in the Yankees. We're doing NL.
You said AL. We're doing it.
NL.
AL.
NL.
Oh, I thought you were doing NL.
N.
Oh, my bad. And I thought, yeah, that's right, because we went over, and I thought we were going to jog up because you went up to the AL Cy Young.
That was my bad.
I thought you were going to jog back to it. That's okay. So I was not thinking. Yeah, I think you're right. Paul Skeens, and that was yeah. No questions asked. Maybe no, not at all. Paul Skeens.
This was my thinking. If Chris Sale does not have another Triple Crown year, it's Paul Skeens.
Yeah, true.
I don't think he will, so I'm picking Paul Skeens too. But that was my only second other guy. So, and then AL Cy Young, I got Scooble winning it again. That's just plain and simple. Scooble.
I don't think he has the same year that I think Max Fried, because he's coming from the NL to the AL, and that's where I like Max. I mean, Scooble, I think he's not not really on a winning ball club. And, I always thought that same thing too. I mean, he had such nice numbers that last year that I think he wasn't pushed by anybody. Garrett Cole wasn't around. I'd say give it to Garrett Cole, but I don't know about his arm. They say he's pitching real well, but I don't know. But I like Max Fried right there because I think he's going to be he's not going to be the number one pitcher on the team. That's going to go to Cole. And I think he's going to have an upper hand because he pitched in the NL all his career. Now he's in the AL, and I think he's just going to nobody's going to know how to hit him. I think that's just a full ball. Yeah. The combination of those two, that like that. Plus, he's not the number one guy on the team. He doesn't have that pressure.
Sir, what are your thoughts? You think DeGrom's going to... Oh, okay. It's a joke.
And, good pick, though. Good pick.
Yeah, if he has a full healthy season, yes. 100% yes. But
yeah. Scooble is probably the odds-on favorite. It's not normal for guys.
And plus, he came out of nowhere. So the year before, he wasn't in any talk of that. But he had a wonderful year, and he had it with Detroit. Does he have it again 2 years in a row with a team that's probably not going to be really fighting for anything? I don't know. I just
crochet.
Yeah, there could be. There could be.
He had a great year on the White Sox, which is hard for anyone on the White Sox to say. Now he's on a team that's trying to contend. I can see it.
No, will contend. They will
contend.
Second best pitcher in the AL last year.
Yep.
That the venue puts him over the top.
I think they're doing good. Being in that Chicago venue doesn't do anyone.
No.
So that could only do him good.
That White Sox organization was...
I don't know if you guys think that if you like hearing the odds favorites, I'll throw those out at you for the National League. They are predicting quite clearly Paul Skeens to win the Cy Young. The next three are kind of interesting to me because they're all potential great pitchers. I just don't know Cy Young material. Zach Wheeler at
Yep.
2, Blake Snell at number 3, and Corbin Burns at number 4. I don't see Blake Snell pulling that off. Corbin Burns, you never know.
Corbin Burns coming back to the National League after spending 1 year in the American.
I don't see Burnsy doing that. I see Blake Snell. Blake Snell's already won it once, hasn't he?
He's been a Cy Young winner.
Yeah. So I think pitchers to win it 2 years in a row. I mean, that's hard. That's hard to do. But Skeens looks like because of his rookie of the year last year, he could potentially be something.
Yeah, he was in Cy Young talk with his shortened season as a rookie. He was in Cy Young talk
nationally, but I love Jacob deGrom. I always thought that the Mets really made a mistake letting him go, but obviously with last year's fiasco, they look like smart ones. But that guy's a gamer when he's on, and if the AL West is the Texas opener for them, and Texas can play the kind of, if they have some comeback players of their team from their winning season, you might have it. You might have it, Senior Alex. Senior, you might have that pick and Alex deGrom. Sure, Cy Young. What a feat! What a feat!
That was kind of a that he'd have to stay.
Yeah,
right. That's it. That's what pitcher has not. He's got to stay healthy to be the guy.
Yeah,
he's got to stay healthy. But
as far as Blake Snell, Cy Young, won that in 20, quite a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But, right before him was Corey Kluber and Rick Porcello.
Where are those guys today? Right? Yeah.
But interestingly enough, it was 2 years ago, Garrett Cole. So, I wouldn't rule him out from winning the Cy Young either. But for the American League, National League winner, favorite. They got. Let's see. Oh, what they mean switching. For the American League, they got number 1 Skubal, number 2 Crochet, number 3 Cole Reagan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Talking baseball.
Where did you see Max Fried? You see Max Fried at all in there or no? Nope, not on the list. Wow. I still got to stick with Max in the AL. Yeah.
They list their top 4, so you might be on the list and show the top 4. So.
Right. And your pick was Crochet, sir, right?
Yep.
Oh, I would love it. I would love a Crochet Cy Young in Boston. All right. Sticking in the AL, we are on our last segment of most valuable player.
I don't like this.
What?
Like this either. I'll show you. But just to go back to that Pete Rose for a second.
I know exactly what you're doing.
This is It's starting to bleed.
No.
Man, you just never know. Yeah, it's starting to bleed.
Is that because some condensation got on it, Pops?
No, it's just because you never know with the baseball what's going to happen.
How old is that signature? Just out of curiosity, that autograph.
Couple of years.
We got it probably 5-6 years ago, not in person.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's a. I'm going to see if that helps.
Might be able to stop.
Can you show us the inscription before you start that? It says, "I'm sorry, I bet on baseball." Pete Rose.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's something. I know he's sorry about that, but there's a reason why Bart said to his grave, and then Faye Vincent, and then even Bud Selig, they didn't let him in during the time he was there. It's because of what Bart said in his dissertation.
Yeah, this is JSA certified. It came from him directly.
Really? Yeah.
Through a friend that we had. We were sitting there showing him a picture of this, how cool this was. So I got that on baseball, Pete Rose. Yeah. He said, "Oh, you want one of those?" And he called Pete Rose right in front of us. Pete Rose put it in the mail to us, and we had it that week. Wow. And it's JSA certified. This is when he was really pushing to get back in the good graces. He was doing some commentary on the side. They allowed him to do a little bit of whatever. And he was really pushing to get back in. And baseball finally just said, no, we don't think so. So then he did another signing with JSA where he wrote, I still bet on baseball. He wrote.
Not so much. It's not so much that he bet on baseball. It's how he
Right.
did, and that is the crux of the matter, and how he did, and what he actually did. And
Knew what. See, the whole time it was not Pete Rose that did it. It was Howie. You just confirmed
how we did it, right? How we did it. There we go.
Howie did it.
How
Not
we
Pete
did it.
Rose,
Yeah.
Howie.
All right, MVPs. This is going to be
American
good.
League. I want to hear your guys' thoughts before I say anything.
I just got one, and I think he's going to have a big year. As Aaron Judge, he's going to do it again. He's healthy. That swing's locked in, and I think he's going to be protected on both sides. And I think it's going to be Aaron Judge again.
Sir?
Okay.
National League.
There you go.
I just think they're reluctant to give it to Aaron Judge. So, Gunnar Henderson.
He fizzled out last year. That's a good pick. Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt Jr.
There's some guys out there but this is what I think is going to happen with Aaron. Just to plug in one more time, I think he's going to get the Triple Crown this year.
Oh wow!
He was close last year, and he just.
I have never seen anybody with a swing. I know there are other great players. I know Tony's great and all that. His Aaron Judge's swing.
It is beautiful.
It may go out like that. That's just incredible.
He's got
MVP, but is that enough? The fact that he swings like that and hits like that, is it enough to make him MVP this year?
He's won it. He's won it. What, 2 of the last 3 years? Right. He won it. He won it the year that he hit the home runs. That he hit the 63. He was on target in this in 2023. He was on target, and then he runs in where he runs into that cement-laden center field over in Dodgerland. He was on target to even hit as many or more, and then he got hurt. And then last year he did what he did. Last year he was fiddling with the Triple Crown. He's a beast. I don't see anybody else that's going to. I mean, there's going to be guys that are going to be in and out. Gunnar could have that kind of great season, especially if Jackson Holiday has one. I mean, Jackson Holiday has the kind of bat that could surprise everybody.
The last 4 American League MVPs have been Aaron Judge, Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Ohtani, and then last year Ohtani won it in the NL too.
He won the NL, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and flip the coin and say, I'm going to go with you, Aaron Judge. I don't think Gunnar Henderson's going to be able to ignite his team enough to be the MVP of the league, but Aaron Judge can. So,
yeah.
Here's my question with Judge, though. Will he be able to stay healthy for the full season? And will he be as good as he was last year without Soto in the line? Because Soto changed that whole team. I know they made moves. They got Bellinger and Stanton when he's healthy. He's
Great question.
Pretty good. Got Goldschmidt, who won an MVP in 22. If these guys are healthy, that will be great for the lineup. But they're still not Juan Soto. So what Juan Soto did to the Yankees team was unbelievable. And those are my 2 hesitancies to pick Judge. I have 2 other guys on my list for AL that I think could possibly win it.
Who are they?
Bobby Witt Jr., who had an amazing year last year in Kansas City.
Yes, yes.
And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on a contract year.
Wow, he's right.
He had a great year last year. Now he's in a contract year. Aaron Judge.
Very few players outside of Juan Soto were in a contract year and had a big year. We could probably go down the list of how many have were in a contract year and did not perform and I wish they had taken that contract offer, that arbitration offer from the year before, and they didn't do it. But Juan Soto's the only guy that I know that came into a contract year big time, and it obviously undoubtedly paid off tremendously. But I think Aaron Judge, I don't see anybody else and then and to do it in New York is even greater. I have some really. I just feel like this year, he's got the potential of breaking his own home run record. I want to see him take a shot at 73. I really do. I would love to see Barry Bonds erase from that record, and then that way it's a complete deal, erasure. It kind of just leaves Barry where he needs to be. Where unfortunately he's probably never going to get in the Hall of Fame, but maybe he does. I don't know.
No, I don't think he makes it.
Uh,
National League.
It's going to one guy.
Is it Ohtani again?
too bad.
Nope.
That's too bad.
No.
Nope. He's going to go both ways, Chief. I think Alex, he's going to go both ways, and I think it's going to shorten his and he's coming back from an injury that has been very quiet. Right. Neither did I. Yep.
Yeah,
Love mine.
He's got the potential to be.
Oh,
there's no doubt.
There's no doubt that he has the potential to be the MVP. Exactly. That is a generational player. There's one other generational player, and he went to the Mets.
Barring injury, Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. I think Juan Soto will deliver the goods this year.
You both think Juan Soto's going to win MVP?
Yep, I do.
I've got him on my list.
We got someone other than Ohtani and Juan Soto?
I have one more guy on the list. And it depends how well. If Ohtani stays what he's doing with the bat and at least does decent pitching, it's him. Juan Soto, with him being the biggest name in the lineup, I'm not sure how well he will do. Because in San Diego, when he wasn't the biggest name necessarily, he didn't have the best season. Or when he was the best name, when he was the best name, he didn't have his biggest season. Went over to New York, he was second to Judge, he had a great year. So I don't know if I'm going to pick Soto. The third guy on the list that I have is a pitcher, Paul Skeens.
The whole caboodle, huh? Wow.
The hype around him has been too much to not put him on my short list for MVP. He had a great rookie year. If he keeps that up, if he keeps what he did in his rookie year into his sophomore year, I could see him winning Rookie of the Year. But then again, I still think it's going to be Shohei Ohtani, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I think it's going to be Judge and Ohtani again. I think they're going to win it back-to-back, both of them.
Yeah. How about Mookie Betts?
Ooh, do not get me started on Mookie Betts. The guy the Red Sox should have kept.
There's a lot of ball players the Red Sox should have kept, and they did. And we go back 100 years.
Well, we don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have the time to do that.
I plugged it in there. That's all. Yeah, those are all good. And what's really going to be neat is to revisit this. I say we revisit this mid-season and then revisit it again, obviously at the end, and see where they lasted, see where they landed. Maybe make some repicks at mid-season because based on injury and performance and that kind of deal, we could have certain. It'd be a kind of a little bit of an skew side because we may go towards the fella that's having the great season that we did not expect. But it'd be fun to do it. These are wild predictions here. We may not hit one of them for crying out loud. We may not.
Yeah, that's very possible. We don't get a single thing correct.
Yes, you don't get correct exactly.
Yeah, especially based on what I'm thinking. Based on my picks for everything we did on the last one where we did predictions.
Stop saying that. You said Christian Walker would go to Houston. Stop saying that.
I thought the Yankees were all in for Christian Walker, but that didn't materialize.
I said Paul Goldschmidt was going to look like a Yankee. I thought he was already a Yankee.
Yeah, we talked it off before the set came on. We talked about Nolan Arenado. And I have a feeling that with the third base atrocity that the Yankees are in right now, because they really don't know which way to go on third base with DJ getting hurt, I think there's going to be some serious move on Arenado. Nolan. They did it with Josh Donaldson a few years back. They're going to do it again to try to find a third baseman, and maybe he's the guy.
I really hope. I fear Arenado in pinstripes. I don't like that idea, and I really hope it doesn't come to fruition. I don't want that to happen.
Changes their lineup with or without Stanton, and so far it's going to be amazing. But we'll see. Lots going on.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And we seem to have lost there. Any more thoughts, comments, concerns, or questions before we end the episode?
I think it's time for just a couple of minutes of cardboard and ink.
Let's go. Let's go. Why not?
I want to talk about one play you just mentioned. Another great story. Being so, I'll set it up by saying in 2014, it's when we lived in Abacoa. We were right near the stadium, Roger Dean Stadium, for spring training. We went through a lot of games that year, but there was a team coming in that was considered a premium deal where you had to pay extra money to have tickets for it. That's when the Red Sox came to town. They were playing 2 games against the 2 home teams at Roger Dean, which they share the stadium. So the Cardinals share that stadium. So they had the game every day for spring training there. So anyway, Red Sox coming to town. So we buy good tickets, good seats, spend a lot of money, on-field passes for those 2 games. I purchased for me and Alex to go to this, hoping to see Justin Pedroia, Big Pappy, whoever else they're going to send. Who did they send, Alex? Don't give names. Who did they send?
Nobody.
Nobody. That's correct. They sent, I think, one guy, maybe.
The best Red Sox that was there for those 2 games played for the Marlins, and that was Jared Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, he had just signed with the Marlins after having that big hit in the National League, the NLCS.
ALCS.
American League. Yeah, that walk-off hit. But, yeah, they didn't send anybody. In fact, they got fined by Major League Baseball for not sending the minimum required, which I think is 3 from the starting lineup. And we were very disappointed, but still got a bunch of autographs anyway. Alex, you had me holding on to cards and get this signed by this guy, get this signed by that guy. So we were a bit disappointed. You can imagine Randy being disappointed they didn't send anybody from the Red Sox. We got on-field passes and all this stuff. Well, as it turns out, fast forward 3 years, this guy, take that out of the hole. Can you see it?
No, I'm catching it. Catching
Yes.
a little closer. Okay. No, I can't grab that.
That would be Mookie Betts.
Wow. Mookie Betts was in the minor league. We had no idea what was going to happen. 3 years later, Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts were going to lead the Red Sox to a World Series victory. We had meanwhile they got fined for sending them to the spring training game. So yeah, in that game, Alex got a Mookie Betts baseball sign, and I was working on getting team ball. In which we got. Let's see. I gotta pull this out. I was just getting anybody that we could get. Pablo Sandoval was kind of a funny one. They sent him, but
end of his career, right?
That big one in the middle in the sweet spot. That's Dennis Eckersley. He showed up to be in the broadcast booth.
That's worth it. That's a beauty. Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other autographs on there besides.
Any good names on there?
Yes.
It's being blurry for me, sir. I think it's going to come clear.
It will, because I can see the reflection.
So once we post, I think it'll be clearer. Okay.
It's clear on my end. So on this baseball is, besides Dennis Eckersley, we got Jason Varitek, who was there as one of the coaches. Jared Saltalamacchia, we had him sign it. Since he had that big moment. Mookie Betts is on here. Xander Bogaerts. The manager, John Farrell, is on here. Jackie Bradley Jr. is on here. Pablo Sandoval, and let's see there, and I think that's it. From the recognizable guys anyway. So not bad. And as far as the cardboard goes, I'll see if this comes out. Jackie Bradley.
That's Mookie.
and that is on.
That's Mookie,
I'm
right?
sorry,
That's Mookie.
Mookie Betts
That
on his rookie
that
card.
I got signed at a different time. That I got in the backfield
Is that a top?
when he was coaching his brother's team in some tournament. That wasn't that day, sir.
Okay, well, even still, this is
Was
some
that
of the autographs you got
Right.
there.
That was
right
the
again.
tops. That was
I
the
believe
tops.
this is the
right?
one you got signed.
Yeah, I got both of those that day. He was very nice to me that day.
Yeah. This is his Bowman draft.
Bowman draft.
Mhm.
Yep, there you go.
So talk about the two most important cards: his draft pick card and his rookie card. We got both of them signed. And then there was this one, Gypsy
Yeah.
Queen.
That's a Gypsy Queen. Yep, that's a nice looking card.
Yeah, that even looks nicer signed.
I don't
They all
remember
do.
getting that.
They all do. When they got the bullet signature on there. So you got when the year that you got the year that you were not happy campers because they didn't send anybody. They get fined. You get Bogart. You get Bogart and
Mookie.
and Betts, who are really those were. If I can go back in my brain, those are Theo boys, aren't they?
I believe so.
Those are during Theo years.
Or it was either. I actually want to say Dombrowski. I believe it was Dave Dombrowski by then.
Okay.
Not sure though. It's
Theo was already gone by the time they were that. What year was that? Those two was that
I want to
20,
say 14.
2016,
2014.
2014. It's possible that Theo wasn't there yet.
No, Theo was before. Theo
was-
was 2003, 2004.
Okay, so he's gone by that time.
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
And went to wow, time flies. Good
Yeah.
Lord, amazing.
No, as a correction, I believe the draft pick card is the one that we got signed when the Red Sox came. The rookie card and the Gypsy Queen is the one I got signed in the backfield when he was coaching.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool. We got some really, and we did get his Xander Bogaerts autograph card as well. I just don't know where it is at the moment. So, but yeah, we did pretty good for sending everybody.
Yeah, for Salto Lamacchia playing for the other team, being the best Red Sox there, we did pretty good that day. Looking back on it now,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we even joked about that too in the moment. I think we said something like, "Oh, look back in a few years. Some of these guys may have turned out, and that ball is going to be pretty nice."
Yeah, and it already has a Hall of Famer.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do not too shabby. I do want to tell a quick little story. One day, it was the first time we ever set up. We set up as a card show, and this is kind of just a neat little story for me, like nostalgic. We had set up a card show. We set up our own table. We were just selling off double. We put together some big boxes. They were like paper boxes that, we had so much common stuff that we just threw a whole bunch of them into these boxes. I think we had 8 of them filled with cards, thousands of cards. We put some good players in there too to make sure that it wasn't going to be dud boxes. And we sold them off for like $10 a piece, and we sold. People. Some of our friends were telling us, "You're going to want to carry all that stuff right back home." And those are the first things to sell.
I remember that.
We sold out in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
And we weren't even there 10, 15 minutes, and they were sold because they look cool when you open them up and there's just all these cards just in there, and so people bought them. But it was fun. It was a really fun time selling off doubles and whatnot. And, of course, walking the floor and buying a few items as well. But, so, Alex, I don't remember how old you are, Alex.
Probably about 7 or 8.
Between 8, I would say right around 8 years old. You wanted to walk the floor on your own. And, give me some money, Dad. So I'm like, all right. So I hooked you up with some money, and I'm thinking you're just going to come back with cards of Red Sox players, Cocoa Crisp, or whatever you were going to find out there.
You gotta love Cocoa Crisp. Why are we hating on Cocoa Crisp here?
Oh no, that's good stuff.
And then he comes walking back over to the table with this. He picked this up for $25. It's Nolan Ryan's second card.
Yep, I got that, baby. It's a beauty.
$25 he got that for, because it was in a half-price box. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, $25 for you, $25." I can't tell you how that warmed my heart when my son came back with a vintage card and an important card of Nolan Ryan for 25. I don't know what the book value is on this now, but it's a pretty high card. Uh, Nolan Ryan's second card.
Any first or second year card is always, especially on a dynamite player. You could go as far as third year and fourth year, but first and second, obviously rookie is the top of the line, but that second year is a
Nolan Ryan's rookie card was a dual player card.
right. It was a dual player. Yep.
So this was his first solo.
You got it. Well placed.
What a great find and a great purchase by my son. I was like so proud that day.
And you were expecting Coco Crisp. Give me a break.
What year? What year did that happen? What year did that happen to be that you got that card? What year did you get that?
Probably 2000, somewhere between 2006 and 2009.
Okay,
somewhere around there.
That's a steal, and I couldn't see the edges. If you knew you're all familiar with a little bit of grading, could you call that a 7 or 8 or a 9?
No, nowhere near.
Okay.
No, it's a fair. It might grade out as centering's off. The edges have issues. It's not in great condition. Maybe a 2 or a 3.
Put a signature on that, and it becomes really worth it.
We do have some Nolan Ryan autographs, but it's still a 1969 Nolan Ryan.
Nice.
It's a nice picture of him. The trade was brutal. I mean, it was tough to see it, but then he finds himself when he goes to the Angels, right? The California Angels. Good Lord.
All right. So I'm looking right now on Fanatics. They got one that's graded a 1.5. That looks quite similar to ours.
Okay.
And they're selling it for $225. So $25.
Yep.
And we're, especially at the time, we weren't even looking at, like a graded card. How's this going to grade? We were just like, hey, this is a nice, decent looking card of Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan. So second year card.
It's an interest. It's a great story, and Junior, Alex Junior. I would ask your thought process when you were at that age. I mean, you knew of Nolan Ryan. Of course, you knew of Nolan Ryan. I mean, he's the 7 no-hitter.
One of the greatest ever to it.
But were you looking for him, or did you? What was the snap there that you saw on the table that saw that? And I'm visioning your dad gave you $25. Did he give you $100 or give you 25? Do you remember?
I don't remember, to be quite frank. I don't. I don't even.
Is it the only card he came back with? Was that the only card you came back with?
Probably gave you $30 or something like that. And you came back to me and asked me for a little more money because you found a really good deal and you told me to trust you. And you went back over that table and came back with that Nolan Ryan. Because you came back with a handful of cards. So you bought 2 from that guy. I don't remember what else you came back with. All I remember is this one. I think in total you spent like $40 walking. Came back with a $25.
I'm very proud of myself. I don't remember that at all, to be quite honest. But I'm very proud of myself.
I'm giving you kudos.
I can't remember it. I remember that card show specifically, and I remember a gift one of the guys gave me at the end of it. But I don't remember getting the Nolan Ryan. I don't remember.
What was the gift the guy gave you for helping sweep and stuff? We were sweeping. We folded chairs.
It was a big card of Josh Beckett jersey card.
Yeah, it was a huge swatch piece from Josh Beckett. It was a jersey card. You're right. Since he was pitching for the Red Sox at the time, you were looking at that card and loving it. He was like, "Yeah, you can have it at the end of the show after you help fold chairs and sweep and stuff." So 8 years old, he's hustling and bustling. So I'm glad I just brought that out, a little memory refresher. You did that.
I have no recollection of that going down, but I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, Totally remember it.
Pop,
That guy was
Pops
in,
remembers it. Senior remembers it. That's awesome. Yep.
I was in Claremont, New Hampshire.
Yep.
On the Vermont border.
Wow.
We had to travel.
I remember
to get
that.
to that show.
I remember that it was not our regular card show, and it was far away, almost out of state. But I can't remember Nolan Ryan. How can I remember that but not remember Nolan? Oh,
What a great $25.
Yep.
We'll wrap it up.
This has been another episode of The Grounds Crew. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. We are on YouTube if you're watching us. If you're listening, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we are also on Instagram and TikTok. So follow all of those, like, comment, give us questions, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace out, guys.